Hello, I hope you are well today. My name is Nick, for those of you who don't know who I am. And if you're joining me in this moment, you're joining at a good time because we're just beginning a little journey together, just exploring who we really are. What is our true identity according to what God has to say about us? The reason why I'm doing this is because I really believe so many of us are being attacked in this area right now, where the enemy is trying to get us to question who we really are, to believe lies about ourselves and about how God views us as his children. And so I thought, why not take some time over the coming weeks to really just sit in that place of who am I? Who are you? Who are we? And let the truth of that break strongholds, basically rebuild our foundation so that we can grow on that, who God says we really are, who we are according to Christ, who we are in Christ. And so this is the first one today. Of course, we're just going to focus on one a day. I want to keep these short and simple, and I think often less is more, so we can just take one at a time and just soak in that and reflect on that. Today, I want us to focus on the element that you are, a masterpiece. A masterpiece. I live in New Zealand, and about 2 hours south of where I am, there is a factory that is a glassblowing factory. If you don't know what glassblowing is, go on YouTube, search for glassblowing. You'll see heaps of videos of it. But it's basically a special creative arts where glass is sculpted into these beautiful creations, and they're incredibly beautiful. They're very ornate. And at this factory that's just south of where I live here, you can go and you can watch the craftsmen creating sculptures in the glassblowing factory. It's quite a process. You can see how much care and how much intentionality there is that goes into creating sculptures. And then you can have a look through their collection and you can purchase different things in their collection. And they're incredibly expensive. Like, for example, not all of them cost this price, but you can buy a bowl for $7,500 or a vase for $5,000. Like, they're insane amounts of money. But it's because they are something that is beautiful and they are something that is of value. They are a masterpiece. And that's exactly what God declares about you and I. In Psalm 139, verse 13 through 15, it says this: "You, as in God, made all the delicate inner parts of my body and knit me together in my mother's womb." That word for knit me together is that exact same concept that is used for glass blowing and things that require a lot of care and a lot of intentionality. It's saying that God has put so much effort into making you who you are. And so it says, he knit us together in our mother's womb. Thank you for making me so wonderfully complex. Your workmanship is marvelous. How well I know it. You watched me as I was being formed in utter seclusion, as I was woven together in the dark of the womb. And then Ephesians 2, verse 10, the New Living Translation words it this way. It says, "For we are God's masterpiece. He has created us anew in Christ Jesus so we can do the good things he planned for us long ago." You are made on purpose, for a purpose. God has made you exactly who you are for a reason. And as a parent, that is something that my wife and I take very seriously, is helping our kids try to understand that they are who they are for a reason, that their personality, their gifts, their strengths are created on purpose for a reason. They are not a mistake. Nothing about them is a mistake. And I think it is so easy to believe lies because so many of us have dealt with rejection in our lives or the hardships of this life. And we've believed the lies of the enemy that have been sowed through that we are worthless, that we don't have value. But God says the very opposite. You and I are a masterpiece. That same verse, Ephesians 2 verse 10, if you read it in the Passion Translation, it words it this way. It says, we have become his poetry. Poetry is beautiful. It's a beautiful weaving together of words to create these beautiful phrases and sentences and elegant ways to express things. But you and I have become God's poetry, a recreated people that will fulfill the destiny he has given each of us, for we are joined to Jesus, the Anointed One. Then it says, even before we were born, God planned in advance our destiny and the good works we would do to fulfill it. We're a masterpiece because God has created us on purpose for a purpose. But in order to really live out that purpose that he has for us, we have to understand that we are created on purpose. You and I are a masterpiece. God has intentionally knit us together with great care, with great dedication, and he's proud of us because he's created us the way we are for a reason. He looks at us and he says, wow, would you look at that person? They are so special. They are my masterpiece. So I hope you can take this and soak in this truth today. Perhaps you can spend some time just thanking God for the fact that you are his masterpiece. Perhaps you can invite him, if this is something you struggle to believe and accept about yourself, invite him to dismantle that lie that is trying to say the opposite and to help ingrain in your mind and your heart the truth that you are his masterpiece, because you are. And nothing that tries to come against you can prove otherwise, because those are just lies. So I hope this has been a blessing to you today, and I look forward to continuing this journey of soaking in our identity today. Have an amazing day. I'll talk to you again soon.
Connect with Narrow Way Ministries on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, email, or online at narrowwayministries.net.